we went to was mostly white, and because of their differences, the vibe wasn't right. And just because their skin wasn't the same color, they would say bad things and talk about each other. And then I started breaking down the differences. I said, they hung with different crews and they had different scenes. Jack wore brand name gear while John wore faded jeans. Zach loved rap with fat beats and rhymes while John listened to rock to have a good time. You see what I'm saying? And then I started to break down the differences and how they started to have problems. And then at the end of it, I said, their parents came to school, because I don't want to go through the whole thing, but I said their parents came to school and this is what they said. I'm going to say this once, but you'll see it again. Your worst enemy could be your best friend, so think again. And the concept, I put a CD in the book, and I rapped it out. And then I put an instrumental so they could rap it. So what happened is the kids started to go home and rap the book. So they would read it and then they would rap it because I put the instrumental there. They would rap with me and then I put myself in the chorus so they could rap along. The book was bananas. Cats was going crazy. So I would get tapes from little white kids rapping the whole book. Your worst enemy could be your best friend. So think again, black kids. And then people was telling me how this book in school started to change the way they moved. And I went to schools and I watched the kids get up and tell me what they got from this book. So I'm not saying something that I'm guessing about. This is something I've done. This is real. If you take hip hop and you use it in the proper way, you will get great results from the education system. Kids will embrace it, that you can learn more. We learn this way, we live this way. So this is my opinion to teachers. I hope that if there are any teachers in there, I hope that, you know, just play with this thought in your mind. Don't look at hip hop as being this bad thing. And even if you don't like the conversation, which is to the second question, which is what's going on with hip hop, kind of like, you know, now, and is it dead or whatever? No, it's not. Hip hop has seasons, like winter, spring, summer, and fall. Sometimes there's a time when people are talking a particular conversation because that's what's going on. That's what's happening for them right now. Then there's times when people want to party and they want to dance, and this is the energy that's going on. Then there's a time when people feel like, yo, it's time to be more conscious. We need to know something. This is something that happened in my life to make me move like this. Now, hip-hop is different because there's not too many people no longer that want to take a chance with a style. See, I made a style because I took a chance. Because I'm a real MC. But you know me as doing the beatbox as well as MCing. Like when me and Rick was making records, I couldn't rhyme and still let him. I couldn't rhyme and do the beatbox. I wanted him to rhyme, and I would engage in the rhyme. But the point I'm making is that a lot of MCs now, a lot of rappers are afraid. They follow behind each other's style because it's about money. And they think that the money is what's going to make them successful, or that's going to be a quicker way to get to the money if I sound like Kanye, if I sound like so-and-so. But like Kanye, who some people disagree with or don't like, Kanye is bad because he takes chances. He is hip-hop. He is hip-hop. He takes chances. He's not afraid to go beyond that line. And the only reason why hip-hop exists is because we took chances. I was with Malcolm Jamal Warner last night. And I'm in a restaurant where me and him don't really get to talk, you know, from the Cosbys. I'm in there, he said, yo man, I gotta ask you something that I've always been wanting to ask you, but I never had the chance to ask you. He said, yo man, what made you make this song called The Plane on your album? Like, I used to put that on my slow jam tape. What made you do that? And I was like, wow, this is heavy. I didn't even think he was listening to that at the time. And I had to explain to him, I said, well, you know, at the time, when we was making rap records, nobody thought that a rap record would be played with slow records. So I put strings on there. I approached the rhyme differently because we had no choice but to push it because it wasn't accepted. Everybody disliked hip hop. Like hip hop is only here because we took chances. And that is the piece that's missing. So sometime in the seasons of hip hop, you're gonna have people who are just good followers. And then you're gonna have the ones that are the leaders that take a chance. Like Eminem is hip hop. Whether you believe it or not, he's hip hop. Like he takes a chance. He pushes the ball. Everybody don't push the ball. So my point that I'm making is that hip hop is not dead. Sometimes hip hop is just a little scared. You see what I'm saying? That's what it is.